everybody, to Unapologetically Badass. Renee and Sierra are back with you. We're so excited because, we want to come out. We want to do really, really fun things. And so we're calling this one Hilarious Stories with Sierra and Renee.
That's right. Unfiltered, unapologetic. We have been through so many funny things, and we were talking about different topics, and we were like, rather than just narrowing it down to one topic, let's just talk about it all, because we have had, like, when you start doing this whole girlfriend talk, and then you're like, oh, and this happened, and then you just end up like laughing your asses off, peeing your pants. So that's what this episode's about. Is we're going to be sharing some really funny things, and that's going to probably spark you to go like, oh my God, I remember when whatever happened. So if you have like really funny things, like, please share that with us, because we love a good laugh as much as you. So
we love the stories that you guys share with us. I mean, it's like the text messages or Messenger or IG. I mean, just drop us a note and be like, y'all two made me laugh because it reminded me of when.
Yeah,
that's
for sure. So the other day I was looking through a photo album, like reminiscing, and like I still have photo albums. Do you still have photo albums?
Me too. Yes, I made them. I put like all the little material, made them fluffy, and I printed and put everything in there, and I have one for each kid, and I had a family. Yes, I did. Oh, you didn't take it to that extreme?
No, I'm not the decoupage fucking kind of mom, but I want to be. Like, in my head, I want to be, but I'm really like, am I? No. Do I really want it? Nah. I mean, I bought back in the day when my kids were younger. I did buy all of like the creative memories, and I had the party, and I bought the little chopper thing, whatever the hell.
I know what you mean.
Right,
little
sticker. Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna do everything beautiful
out there. Just like, don't laugh at us, okay? Right. They're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever the cutter slicer thing. I have all of these like intentions that, especially when my kids were younger, that I was going to be that mom, like that Betty Crocker mom, and I would be able to do the crafts with them, and I would have, different blankets that I would make for them and knit for them, and photo albums for each of them.
And reality stepped in, and you're
I'm like, I am a swearing kind of mom. I'm not that decoupage mom. So I apologize, girls. I don't have those perfect little things for you. However,
did you do baby books though? I'm just curious. Did you do baby books for them?
I mean, I have albums with them as babies.
Renee. She's like, I don't have a book, but if you open it.
So, like, I guess when I die, they're going to get the albums, and, that's...
Okay, so I went to even as far as I got this book that's like more about my mom, and inside, and I have boys, so they're not going to appreciate this, okay? But it's like my whole life story. And I filled it out like a diary, and it even asks questions like, did you and dad have love at first sight? How much was a stamp in when you were 10? Little things like that. And I filled it all out.
Did you?
Oh, and they're not going to care.
They don't give a shit. Well, I can't say they don't give a shit, because they do, and it's funny because They will. And I know boys and girls can be different. However, like, I see my oldest daughter, obviously many people know we're very, very close, and she knows so much about me. And I oftentimes forget how much she knows. And she'll just come out with like, didn't you, and I'm like, how the hell did you know that? Like, the girl pays attention. She might be a little quiet, but she pays attention. And I'm like, oh, wow. I mean, there is nothing I could, pull over the wool over this kid's eyes for sure.
That's
but
okay, go back to your photo album. Okay, so we went on a tangent.
Fashion trend. So looking
at fashion trend.
No. I'm looking at a fashion trend that I thought was a trend, that I thought I was so cool. is, do you remember those plastic banana clips that you would literally
I love
pull
them.
your
I love
entire
them.
head?
Yes.
Mine was up here. It was like I looked like I had a fucking mohawk. It was like way up on the top of the head.
If
And
your hair is short or you have layers, they like stick out.
oh my God. I think first I teased the hell out of my hair and
Oh my
then
God.
put it up. So it was probably like, oh my gosh. That, like, what were we thinking back in the 80s?
Or okay, I love the ones where my bangs look like this, and then I hairspray and I nat it, and it just looks like this.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
love those pictures.
You remind me of, oh, what about the something about Mary?
Oh yeah, whenever they get the sperm and she licks it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, or the one where your hair is like this and you got like these bat wings just like coming out, girl, and you're like, oh, it was cute.
Oh,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
oh my God. No, that was bad. I
So
remember
funny.
I got a perm.
Me too,
Remember?
all the time.
So I had short hair. I thought
Me
this
too.
would be a good look with short hair and
And
a
you look
perm.
like a poodle.
I looked like a fucking chia pet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
A
look like
chia
a
pet.
poodle for probably 4 years. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's like, what the fuck was I thinking? I did like the era of leg warmers, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I love the
Yes.
leg warmers. I love the shoulder pads, like
Oh my
bring
god.
on
I did
Dynasty era.
I did the Bobby Brown, like, to or what no, not Bobby
Like
Brown. You know,
like
like the
this.
that, like, sag to your knees and you look like you had, like, poop coming out of your you
Yes.
know what? Yeah, I remember I had those, I love those. Yes.
Did you really?
I really did.
No.
I one time, seriously, in a high school bathroom, pierced my own lip. Just because. Yeah, we did it
Mm-mm.
in the bathroom. Me and my girlfriend just did it in the bathroom, and my dad saw it. He was like, "Take that shit." Oh, yeah.
No.
It was
No.
actually really easy. Yeah, it was crazy. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God,
I don't
no.
know.
That
I
I didn't
mean,
do that. I didn't do
but
that.
I do think though, Renee, like I keep telling myself, I'm not throwing any clothes away. I'm not donating any clothes because they come back. I had the cutest damn corduroy overalls, and they're back.
Well, those are cute, actually. I know. Yeah, no, there are some things that I'm just gonna say, like, they don't go out of style.
Never, never.
We're timeless. And so that's the thing is also too when I think about like clothing, and I'm not a fashion expert. I'm not claiming to be on the runways. However, I think in life, it's our confidence that's going to, if you want to rock yourself out in a pair of corduroy overalls, rock
Yes.
on with your badass fucking self. Because if you walk the walk and talk the talk, like you can own anything. I remember, and so I think, you know what, this like literally dawned on me. I think I have lived that for the majority of my life and not even realizing it. I just had such an aha moment. I had a Ford Escort with a hole on the back seat floor. Okay. Hole. I'm in the
Nice. Great.
Northeast. So can you imagine in the winter
Yeah.
how fun that was? Right. But I mean, I didn't grow up with money, right? I had a car. So luckily I had a car. It took me from point A to point B, but I had a hole in the backseat floor. But I
Yeah.
rocked my badass self with a full length fur coat, silver fox fur coat.
In your
I'm
little
sorry for
cute.
those fur lovers. I still have it. Mama loves her fur. Okay. I didn't kill the animal. I'm sorry, PETA, whatever. But I would literally go out in like, dress to the nine, high heel shoes, my full length fur coat with a hole on my backseat floor. And I just like,
Love it.
I work it. Like,
You're like, I own it.
I,
I earned this. Yeah.
I own it.
I bought a car that was a stick that I didn't know how to drive. And that
Oh,
car salesman sold it to me. Yeah, I didn't know how to drive
really?
it. So I had to learn how to drive it in order to drive the car that I just bought. Yeah. Yeah, why did I do that? I don't
I
know.
can drive a stick. I had a stick too.
I can drive a stick. Yeah, I
Yeah, a
had to
lot of
learn.
people can't.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't for sure.
No, a lot it's not prevalent anymore, but yeah, no, I
Yeah.
definitely know how to drive a stick, and then whenever I was asked in the military, "Can you drive a stick?" I was like, "Daggone it, they're gonna make me drive that Humvee."
Yeah, no, that I would be afraid to do. I would be afraid to
Yeah,
do.
it's
Mm,
crazy. Oh my
what
god,
a
fashion
what
trends.
a
Oh, so
fashion
crazy.
trend. But those
Oh
were
my
some
gosh.
fun ones.
And did you go through, like, an ugly stage? Because like, I went through an ugly stage. Like, I think everybody does. You just go through, like, this awkward weirdness, and I was, like, the full thing, like, didn't have I had Kmart clothes, didn't have the right clothes. I had the glasses, I had the braces, and then came, like, the acne, and then it was all at once. And somebody just magically finally was like, "Hey, let's see if contacts will work." I was so determined to make these contact works to get one checklist off because I still had the braces, still had the acne, still had the poof hair,
Yep,
So I was like,
yep,
please, Lord, let me. I look at those pictures, girls, and I just laugh.
right.
I had this clip like on the top of my head. I mean, it was like a big old clip like this. Okay. Look like this with these big old glasses. And oh my gosh. Yeah. I
Well,
don't know if you have
I
pictures.
didn't have the glasses. I think I had maybe a lack of self-awareness because
Right? Yeah,
like
I totally did.
I think that's what it was. Like I would be made fun of for different things, especially my
Yeah,
lips, but I don't feel and I don't think I'm not saying I thought I was like a super attractive kid. I wasn't. And I always felt like, okay, I didn't belong in like that group because those were like the
yeah,
really pretty girls. I think I was okay. And I think I was just like existing and, doing the best I can, but I didn't put a lot of self-awareness. I thought I looked okay, but I wasn't like oh, I am the bomb until
yeah,
I
no, I
became
definitely see
probably
that.
like my clubbing stage.
I
So,
was
well, I would say no, even in high school, because high school I was captain of majorettes. So I thought I was the bomb diggity bomb. Like I
okay.
know that because we were in the short skirts, we were in the high boots, we're doing our freaking kick lines. Like that's when you're like, okay, I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm dating the football players. Like this is the vibe, that was the fun. But I don't think I had like too much self-awareness until that kind of age.
I threw everything out as soon as the contacts came off and then my face started to clear up. That's when for me like a switch. So it was really after high school where I kind of was like, you know what? I'm not that bad looking. I'm
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I'm good. And then like my confidence continued to build. And then, I mean, going to the military, I mean, you get totally like defeminized, but I gained a lot of confidence because it's just how they teach that to you, and so
yeah.
you just own it. And I was like, dang, I'm really athletic. And you know what? I got a nice body. Like I seriously work out every day. And I started saying these things and I was like, you know what? And then I started having kids and that all changed. But yeah, you know how that goes.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. What about anything embarrassing that happened like in your teenage years or childhood? Do
Oh
you have any
God. I
funny
mean, well,
moments that stick out?
It's it's not that it's like I said, I was the nerd. I was the awkward one. I was never in a popular group. I was always like on the outs on everything. And I remember I had these two girlfriends. This is like something in my life that like stuck. I had these two girlfriends from the time I was probably in 3rd grade into our first year of high school. They took on that I'm beautiful, I'm going to go and date football players. And they started doing things that I was not comfortable with, like
Mhm.
they were experimenting with sex and drugs and all these things. And I just was very anti drug, like, oh no, I cannot do that. I was like
Yeah.
really, really like to the book, and I wasn't raised religiously or anything like that. But I just felt like like that was not my thing. So we split, the three of us, and it was heartbreaking. So at that moment, like I had no friends and I felt like I had no place because she went like the slut route.
Yep.
She went like the popular route and I just stayed little or nerdy me. So it was like finding those nerdy friends that I fit in with. So I don't know if like it's something funny or a moment, but it was just like that's like it was like a staple in my life that I'll be okay with or without, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
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 What about you?
Oh yeah, high school. I'll never forget it. We were on stage, so the majorettes were invited for like the pep rally or whatever. So I
Oh yeah,
don't
yes,
right.
those were so
So
fun.
those were so fun. So we did we were doing a dance on stage in like the auditorium, and part of us as majorettes were it's kind of like the Rockettes. Like we would do the Rockette kick lines type thing.
Yeah.
And this is back in the day, and I could kick. I had a great high kick, right? But so where I'm a short person, I am definitely, vertically challenged. But doing kick lines,
But
you
her foot is tall.
but my leg, I could reach it. Not anymore, but I used to. Um, but when doing a kick line in a round circle, you have to just lightly put your hands. When you see the Rockettes, they're not holding on to the people next to them.
They're
Their
just like
hands are
this.
just lightly on their shoulder for appearance only. That's all it is. So here's me. When you're in a straight line, it's a different story. When you go into a circle and you're kicking out, and all of a sudden I'm next to tall people. So my arms are like this for, trying to hold on to their shoulders, and they're pushed down on me. I go and do a kick. So we're going around and we're kicking and we're
Oh my
carrying, right?
god.
And then all of a sudden I am front and center. It's my point where I am like now in the middle of the stage, and I do a kick and I miss the floor, and I just landed right back on my ass, just totally laid back,
Oh
and I bounced back up,
no.
and I was right back up and kicking. I was like,
It was probably like see, now if we had social media back then, you would have been blasted, girl. You would have been
I
all over.
absolutely, absolutely,
Oh
yep,
my
the
god.
girl who, yeah. So that
I
was,
have a
I'll
I
never
have a
forget it.
social media moment that I almost wish that I would have had social media back then. My dad sold baseball cards, right? Baseball cards were such a big thing in like the 80s, 90s. And we had a baseball card store. And I remember I would get off school and go and work it. But I would go to these baseball card shows with him. Well, he was managing one and we had a professional baseball player come in. I think he played for the Cardinals. He was newer. I mean, really, really good. He had a great career. Well, they pull him in, they get him on stage. He's signing autographs. And my dad's like, okay, you can sit next to him if you want. I get on that stage, Renee, and my drink spills all over this man.
Oh shit.
And I'm pretty confident he had very expensive shoes and a very expensive outfit on, right? But I didn't know. I was
Yeah,
like 10. I had no
yeah.
idea. Actually, I wasn't. I was like 13. I'm not gonna lie. I was 13.
Oh,
So
so
I
it's
was
weird
older.
a little kid,
I was
and
all over him,
you know,
but he was a dick. Like he was rude. My dad was mad the way he like got an attitude with me. Like, you need to watch what you're doing. My dad was like, excuse me. Like, I remember my dad like saying, excuse me. She's a young lady.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, Pop. Okay, Papa. I'll tell Papa I'll get back to him later. But I could not imagine because if we would have had social media, people would have blasted him for being a dick to me, and I know it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
for sure,
saying? But
for
it was an
sure.
embarrassing moment for me, and I'm like, oh my god! But it was funny because now I look back and I'm like, you know what? He probably deserved that drink being spilled on him.
Right?
But I just tricked. You know, you're clumsy when you're
Yeah,
13. Your feet don't match. Your
yeah.
body's growing, and oh yeah. So that was a very very fun one. I
Oh,
just
you know what? There are times where I'm like, oh, I wish social media was around when we were younger for certain
yeah.
things, but the majority of me feels, thank God social media wasn't fucking around
Oh
for
god,
me.
some of the parties that we would have, I meant like we would do
Oh,
orchard cake parties. Oh, if there was social media, we'd all be in jail.
mhm, mhm.
We'd all be in jail for
Right.
sure.
God, there's
Handstand.
not.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think, we talk a lot about like the greatest generation and stuff. And I can't say that maybe we were the greatest, but we had a really great upbringing as far as the generation that we were able to grow up with not
Yeah.
having the internet, but then learning the
Yes.
internet, like so much stuff we've gone through. And we
Yes.
still remember going outside and playing kickball at,
Hours, hours. Your
hours
parents
until the
didn't look,
street
they
lights
tell
come
you
on.
if you're gonna stay inside the house, you're gonna clean or you're gonna do a chore.
Yes.
So you're like, "See ya, I'll be
Yeah.
home at 6 when it's dark." Yeah.
Yep. Yep. When the street lights come on, that's when you come in the house. Other than that, we were
Yep.
out. Yeah, no way.
Absolutely.
No way.
So,
Um,
yeah, I don't know. It's so many moments. I think of so many funny things, just like life in general.
yeah.
I also think of like being pregnant at like a young age. I was in the military and I'm having a baby in a foreign country. I'm like by myself. Like, who does that? Why? What happened? I don't even. And I remember these little sweet little Korean late, just these random things that pop in your
Yeah.
head, and I'm like, how did we get through this? Like, how did we do it? I don't know if some other generations could actually do it, but I just remember I had nobody, and so a lady, one of my ex husband's sergeant's wife was Korean, and she had a group of Korean ladies and here I am having my first baby in a country by myself, no family, nothing, not understanding. I didn't even really, you take these classes and in fourth grade, they teach you sex ed, but you don't really know what's going to happen to your body. So, here you are with a new baby and you're just bleeding like crazy. Your stomach is contracting. You don't know what this is. You feel these, what are they called? Like where you still think you feel the baby kick, ghost kicks, right? All these things are happening. These little old ladies are coming over and feeding me seaweed. Eat, eat. It will help with the bleeding. Eat, eat.
Oh my gosh, really?
So I'm just eating this seaweed soup, gagging,
Oh,
not
cool.
knowing. 21,
Yeah.
21 years old, having a kid in a foreign country.
Oh my
Yeah. And
God.
then they taught me how to strap him to my back and carry him around. And of course, we sent him to a Korean babysitter. And every time I would go and pick him up, he would be strapped to her back. So
Wow.
then when we get him home and then we're like, we're like, what do we do with this thing? And then he's crying. I'm like, I'm going to strap him to my back. Sure as shit. Quiet. He loved it. I'm like, okay, this works. Yeah, no, and we
Wow.
shaved his head, Renee. We shaved his head.
No.
That's what Koreans do. They shave their baby's head so that how they get like the baby and they look like little old men and the hair falls out and it comes back. In
Really?
Korea, they shave their babies' heads and then the hair all grows back evenly. And let me tell you, we did this. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I never knew that.
It's just crazy. Just
Yeah.
crazy just to think about some of the stuff that you do in your life. And you're just like, I can't believe I did that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No, it's amazing how quickly though time flies. It's
Yeah, it
like when you
is.
look back and go, "Holy shit, it's been how many years?" Yeah.
Wow. I
But all
know.
the good, all the good, all the bad,
Yeah.
yeah. I was
It's
talking
like,
to my daughter the other day, and we were, trying to just reiterate that how life can happen, and you have to know that it's not always going to be
yeah,
easy, and it's not gonna
yep,
always go your way, and you have
no,
to learn to accept and embrace and know for a fact, without a shadow of doubt, that you're gonna come out of whatever the ish you're in.
for
You
sure.
know?
He's like,
Oh,
"Mom, look." That's my grandson, y'all.
how
He's
how
so
cute.
funny. He's so good. Whenever we're on the podcast, he's like, "Mom, you can do your podcast? You gonna do your podcast now?" I love it.
That is
Um,
the cutest thing. And I
I
love
don't
that, we show other women you could do anything you set your mind to,
Yes, and you just put
right?
your baby down on the ground, and you just get on that call, and you do what you need to
Yep,
do.
yep,
Speaking of doing
exactly.
what you need to do, I know, Renee, you just went on a trip because you look so daggone tan. I was like, "Gosh, she looks so good." I was thinking about, like, funny things and, like, and just the traveling, it made me think about having my baby in a foreign country. So it made me think about like
Yeah,
doing funny things and
travel.
traveling. And can you think of a time like, I don't know, just a moment where you, I don't know, either with friends or a trip or just something, and something crazy happened to y'all? Because that popped into my head too. Having lived in a foreign country, I yeah, just I have all these like crazy things that just pop in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've had so many crazy things happen to me.
So I can't say like crazy thing, and I've traveled and I love traveling.
Yeah,
But
me too.
but I have to probably rephrase it. I love the destination and I
Yeah,
love the memories, but the
yeah.
travel day, I fucking
It's not
people suck.
luxurious.
No,
Yeah.
and the majority of people, and I'm sorry, I do generally
Don't
love people,
apologize. Do not
but
apologize because
the
people are
majority of people
assholes when
are
you're
assholes,
traveling.
right?
When you're
They
and even
suck,
okay, if you're listening, you know you've been an asshole traveling. You know you
right?
have. We all have. Yeah, even we have. Yeah.
And so, like, we were just at the airport, and we're at Logan Airport, and gonna fly to Punta Cana. We have to do this immigration form, and I forgot about
Yes.
the fucking form. But you can't; they won't let you go through security without doing the form. The
Yes.
form is in Spanish. I no speako Spanisho. Okay. I am in America. So that pisses me off. So now I am fueled, right? I have nothing against speaking foreign languages in their country. If I am in the United States of America and I am being requested to fill out some paperwork, it should be in English. Bottom line. So now I'm like stressed and I'm trying to, so now we're Googling what the
Figure
fuck
out what
the
is
form means in order to, so I make sure I put the right answer. So the stress of traveling gives me,
Yeah.
and I'm that Italian Portuguese. I know I have a short fuse. It's something I work on. However, it's a day in, day out. Right. I'm a work in progress. Thank God Tony is the calm one, because if he was a psycho like me, we would probably like
Derek and I are flipped. Tony and I keep Derek like here, and he's
yeah.
like you. Like he will
Okay.
tell somebody, "Do you have one in English? How
Yeah.
can you get?"
How can you expect me to do this in Spanish when I'm in the United States? Like, so, and Tony's like, it's okay. We'll do
It'll
it. We'll
be
figure it.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
thank
how
God
I
he brings me, some common, some normalcy. But anyway, that was just like one thing that set me off. But another thing that I have not had my heart broken like this, and
am. Oh
it was the most awful travel experience I have ever had. I was sent to a company asked me to judge their beauty pageant.
no. Okay.
So they sent me out. They paid for the, airfare and accommodations and all of that, which was wonderful and lovely. So coming from Las Vegas back to Providence, and there were delays. Okay. So it was just one thing after another. Well, it turned out there were, um, thunderstorms in the Northeast. So they were going to divert
Okay.
the plane to LaGuardia, I think it was. I think it was LaGuardia.
Uh-huh.
And then I couldn't get home. Now, I
Okay.
was traveling. This was literally just a few years ago. So here's
Uh-huh.
me with thousands, thousands of dollars of jewelry in my carry-on case. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's me, I'm traveling alone. I have my carry-on case. I have my
Ugh.
big Louis Vuitton bag, and, and I'm, like, looking going like, "Okay, now what?" We get off the plane, and they're like, "There's no other planes to get to Boston." So I'm like, "Now what?" So they go, "You can go wait, and there's a customer service line," which literally was circling the airport. The line I'm in tears. I ask like a captain or somebody that's getting off, and I'm like, "Is there like a club, like a place where we can pay to like put our stuff in a secured locker because I literally was stuck in the airport. There were no hotels. I was looking,
Yeah.
there was no hotels available.
Yep.
They American Airlines, you suck. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
I know. I have
they
an exact story
literally
just like this.
we literally were like, nothing we can do. And I'm like, what do you mean? I paid for you to get me from fucking here to there. That's your job. If you can't do your job, you need to accommodate us. Now, the problem that I felt with the airport, so now it's nighttime, right? I'm going to be stuck in the airport overnight. So I'm
Yep.
wasting some time. I go to a restaurant, get a glass of wine, because we all know I need my wine, right? Get a glass of wine. I'm going to get some food and I'm going to try and like breathe. Okay. So I do that. Well, now they're like, okay, we're closing down. Okay.
Yeah,
So I have to.
everything.
So
Everything.
now I'm looking for a place where I can sit down, put my feet up. I'm afraid of falling asleep because I've got a Louis bag with cash in
Yeah.
my wallet, with traveling with jewelry that time because I was at a pageant. I'm like all, decked out lady and mortified that I'm like, this is how people are sleeping on the floors.
I was
On the
probably
floor.
sleeping on the floor with you because I have the same exact thing coming back from New York.
This is like, I'm going, we're not a third world country. And shame on the airline industry for making people feel like they are third world citizens
Yeah, sleeping on
because
the
they can't.
ground, trying to find a plug.
That
Oh, yeah.
and how do they in 2025 not have secure places that should something happen? We all know things can happen, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
want to have some grace. I get that. I don't think everything's going to go, according to schedule. But
Yep.
I was really so hurt that as a society, we can actually treat people like animals like this in our own country. And I literally felt like that's how they were treating us. I had no recourse. I had nowhere to go. The restaurants kicked you out. I couldn't even sit in a booth and like kind of hold on to my bag overnight. I'm
Well,
alone.
you're lucky they didn't make you because I had to physically leave the terminal because they closed it down and go to the front. Renee, you're lucky you didn't have to go to the front. I had to sleep in the front where it was in and out open. And then in the morning when they opened back up, I had to go and check back in and go through security again to get back into the terminal. We couldn't stay.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Fun,
can't
fun
believe
times.
I
Yeah.
can't believe that that's how they treat people. I'm still so
It's the
mortified.
worst
I've got
thing.
PTSD from there. And since that time, I'm like, I will go drive to Boston, Uber, not drive, Uber to
Yeah.
Boston to get a direct flight somewhere because having a
Yeah.
layover, I'm like, there is come hell or high water. If I have to pay more money, whatever, I am not doing that. These airlines suck.
And it was American for me. I flew American a lot. I was between Southwest American and Delta all the time because it's a hub for Houston hobby. And
Mhm.
oh my, and then and it's the worst when you're so close to home.
Yep.
Like, you're so close, you can smell it, but you have no way, and it's like, I would be in Dallas just sitting there, and it's like, "You're delayed, you're delayed, you're delayed," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"I could have gotten in a car and drove
Yeah.
home by now." But what's crappy is whenever that many people get delayed, you can't rent a car. Not one car rental place has a car. There's no you calling all these different hotels, and none of them have anything, and you're just like, okay, I guess it's sleeping in the airport. But now I can't even sleep in the airport. Now I got to go and sit out in the lobby where the doors come open whenever they want. Yeah, it's just crazy. I have
Just
more like those because I traveled for 3 years straight. I traveled 3 years straight for every week for 3 years straight on my
Wow.
own, just me. And I mean, I have those like stories where you learn what not to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
or like those stories where when you're going up the escalator in a skirt and high heels and you fall on your ass and everybody can see your legs spread apart and they're trying to help you
Oh
your
my
bags, and then you see your bag going, up all by itself, and you're like, I'll be up there to get it in a second. Just let me get my bearings.
Oh
Or
my
whenever
God.
you park in parking garages and you go into the parking garage and your window is broke and all your stuff is stolen and you're like, hey, what did I do wrong? How could
Oh,
I have changed this? I have all the what not to do, but I think like my funniest, and these are like actually on the destination, not just the traveling there. Um, I get hurt on every vacation.
do
And
you really?
something crazy happens on every vacation. And knock on wood. Okay, people, knock on
No,
wood.
knock on wood. Yeah, right? No more.
My first day in Punta Cana, we literally get dressed. We're like little kids. I don't know about you guys, but as soon as I go on vacation, like I turn into an 18-year-old and I have all the energy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So traveling's gone. The stress of crazy assholes is out the window. And now I'm in the destination. I'm like going straight to the water.
Yep.
We just go straight to the water and it's beautiful and it's clear. You could see the bottom. And then we're just like looking around like little kids and bam. And I'm like, fuck, 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 fuck. And he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like, he's like, what? So then we're running out of the water, and I have like this gash, like the size of the tip of your pinky in the side of my ankle, and it is just stinging like something unreal.
Oh,
And he looks, and it looks kind of like a heart shape, and I'm like, fuck, 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 screaming, like, give me that shot, give me a shot, give me a shot. And then this one guy comes because he hears me screaming, fuck, 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 and comes and helps me and sits me down and he looks at it. And I was like, and he can't speak English. And I was like, what is it? And he drew a stingray. Yes, I got stung by a stingray. And it was our first day of vacation. And then
oh,
fast forward, I went to Hawaii and my son like gets me to go to like this really crazy wavy part. And I get smushed right into a rock and my
my
ankle goes crack, 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 swells up to here, broke my foot.
no.
I tend to take my husband into the most dangerous places because I'm so naive and so carefree. Have you guys ever seen The Hostel? Like Renee, like where the lights are flashing
Yeah.
and they kill people in like these alley
No,
things.
you don't.
So I wanted this turquoise ring and the resort had it, but it was like $500. Well, this guy is like, I have them. Come with me. Come with me. Really, really cheap. He lights it on fire. They real. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going with you. I was like Dory the fish, shiny things.
No,
And
oh my God.
200. So I'm like, and my husband's like, where are you going? He has the ring I want. I'm going with him. And he's like, what? He's running and he takes us like all the way down the beach, down a flight of stairs, in between two hotels. The lights start flickering. There's these rooms all of a sudden, and then you see these men start to come out of these rooms. And
Oh,
now I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this. My husband is like a full alert, like,
yeah.
Sierra fucking Dawn, what did you do? And I go into the store, pick out the ring, and we leave. And we both lived. But yeah, yeah.
No, I don't have guts like that. God bless you. You know what? I admire that. And I admire, like you talked about, like, when you park your car in a garage and,
Oh God.
smash. So I've traveled alone and like with work and all of that stuff. But
Yes.
I've never felt I'm comfortable going down the airplane and like, okay, if I have to rent a car and then drive there, that's agita. But then I won't go out from there. I'll either order food in the room or I remember going to
Oh,
I remember flying to Arkansas and the car was waiting for me and I had to drive and it was at night and I'll never forget this. This was a long time ago, shit. And I knew that I was on a mountain, like you can sense it. And I
yeah.
sensed that if I drove 3 inches to the right, I would have been over the cliff.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing.
And it apparently it was. So when I
Because you're
came
in
back,
dark, so you don't know.
didn't know, but when I came back the other way during like daylight time, I was okay, thank goodness. But I'll never forget, like when I got to the hotel, because it was like, oh my god, I just got to get to where I need to go. And when I got to the hotel, there was no room service. There was a, vending machine, so Doritos and soda for dinner it
Yeah.
was, but anything like San Antonio, like I never went out. People would be like, "Oh, so how was San Antonio?" I'm like, "Don't know. I went from the airport to the hotel and they were like, "You were there for 2 days." I'm like, "Yeah, but then I went to meetings, I went to the hotel." Like I won't go venture anywhere.
Oh god,
Anywhere.
girl. I was like everywhere and I found out that I probably shouldn't have been there. Yeah, and
Wow.
like days or weeks later, and because I would go to like certain places and then meet up with certain district managers or
Yeah.
representatives and things like
Yeah.
that. And a week later, they'd be like, "Did you say you went to that restaurant?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Yeah, there was a killing there. Somebody got stabbed, and I'm just sitting there by myself in my little car, you know. And I've had it to where I have had like my luggage still in the car and I knew it was going to be dark. So I was like, let me go get something to eat and then I'll go to the hotel so that I could just go to the hotel and go to sleep. And I would come out and my luggage was stolen. Yeah, just gone,
No.
completely gone. I'm like, bye. Okay, so now I'm there for a week. So now I got my makeup, hair stuff, a couple of outfits. Oh, girl. Yeah, no, I mean, when you travel week after week after week for 3 years straight, it does something to you.
Yeah, for sure. I can't even fathom. I would be drunk probably with
Oh,
the amount of.
you know what is hilarious? Okay, you had to have had this. You're very, very, very attractive,
Oh,
especially because you love wine. I have never in my life seen so many brave men who travel who just think that it is okay to ask random women in the hotel, "Do you want to go up to my room?"
right. Right.
Is
I
that
know.
the weirdest? It has okay, so you think about it, it's like recruiting. It's like when you're prospecting or you're selling something. You talk to 10 people, one's gonna say yes out of 10,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So you keep doing it because you're like, hey, my ratio is going to get better. So
Yep.
next month, now I get 2 out of 10 people to say yes.
Yep.
I think these men have had people say yes, and it's probably a ratio that's pretty small because they keep doing it. So it has to have worked at least sometime. But yeah, the weirdest thing, traveling alone as a female, I highly
Yeah.
suggest. Number one, I did learn, Renee, just so that you know for future, when you park in a parking garage, you always want to lock your door on the inside if you can. You never want to push your button. They have these sensors set up to where as soon as any car beeps its button, it tracks that car and they can go and open up that car.
Really?
If you lock it from the inside, they'll
Yeah.
have to break a window. And I'm almost to the point, like, if you're gonna steal from me, don't break my window, just open up my car door. So, you have to make the decision on what you want to do. Never get a hotel that's on the outside, right? Have you
Right.
ever just
Right.
booked a hotel and didn't realize
Mhm.
that it was
Mhm.
outside?
Mhm. Yep.
No,
No, I definitely get that. Definitely get that. Yep.
that was
And
the
you talk
scariest,
about men
scariest
trying to pick
freaking
people
night.
up. And when you say about men picking women up or trying to, right? That was one of my big things when I was traveling for my career years ago, was that men could go to the bar and have a glass of wine, have a drink, and order steak and like have dinner. And that's totally normal. But when
Yeah,
a
that's what I
woman,
did. I
and
ended up doing
I
that.
finally got the balls to do it because I'm like, I want a nice glass of wine. I'm in a nice hotel. I want a glass of wine and I
Yeah.
want steak. I like steak too. You don't have to be a dude, right? So, but
Yeah.
it took a while to get that nerve because of the fact that we don't want to be fucking hit on. So we just leave us the fuck alone. Like I'll talk to the
Yeah.
bartender and like, hi, how are you? Other than that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
there's just weird things that happen. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's just weird things that happen, and you just are like, "Is this really happening?" Like, and then you're observing it, and you're like, "He has he's had yeses. People
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
agreed to this
Yeah.
because he keeps doing it. Like, this is
Yeah.
weird." And I'm like, "How many of them are married?"
Right. Oh, I'm sure. Well, but that's the
Oh,
fun part of traveling is the people watching.
oh, people watching is fun,
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah. Yeah.
fun, fun.
I like kind
I
of,
think
creating their life behind the scenes. Like I
yes, yes,
observing, watching, and going like, okay, they're an engineer, they're in insurance, they have a wife, and they have a couple of kids, and and you just kind of
or
do
like
the
you're
math
sitting there like,
out.
"Oh, they hate each other. Oh, they definitely hate each other. Oh,
Oh
yeah, they're
yeah,
not happily married." Right? You're just like,
yes,
"Oh, yeah." Or,
yeah,
you just go and you watch people and how they act and treat each other, especially couples. I loved watching couples, eat together and seeing if they interacted at all or were they, just on their phone the whole time, and how
yeah.
did they treat each other when they got on the plane. It was I don't know, it's just it's fun. But also, like, how rude people are. Oh,
Oh,
how
people
rude
are, yeah.
people
Some
are.
people are really awful. But
Maybe I'm a
I
little
think if I traveled with you, I'd feel so much better because I'm like, okay, yep, I got Sierra here. I got Sierra. Don't
yeah,
fuck with me. I
I'll
got
just take
Sierra
you
here.
down a dark alley, and I'll just be ready to give you
No,
some
don't you dare. No, and I'll be the voice of reason going, there's no fucking way we're going down that dark alley. But I think if we were
you're
stranded
like,
on an
"Oh,
island, I think we'd be able to survive if we were stranded
we
on an
would."
island.
Yeah, we would be
Yeah.
fine. Totally.
I
Absolutely.
mean, God only knows what the housing would look like, but I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll
It would
figure
be
out.
it would be glammed out. Like, we would do
I'm
little
sure we'll figure that
seashells
out.
hanging. I could
Yeah.
totally yes.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think so too. So if we
Oh,
had,
this
we're gonna
is
close
fun.
this out probably, but if we had to create our own reality show,
Oh my god.
what would you call it? Or what would even be the premise?
Okay, so I always envisioned, um this is so bad. I don't know if I should say this.
Oh,
Oh god.
good.
Okay, so my sisters and I always said like we're the white trash version of the Kardashians. Like, if we did a reality show, I would want
Yep,
them to, like, go to each of my sister's house and then watch us when we all get together and just see how crazy fucked up and stupid we are, right?
oh,
But in this life, in this reality show, I would probably say mine would be a mom with 5 adult boys.
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. That would be I mean, just like the tears, the sadness, the loneliness, the happiness, the,
Yeah.
like I thought about doing a TikTok the other day, and I'll make it super quick. Oh, it's coming in my head. I'm probably gonna produce it, but it's when your kids are 16, 17, and you're like, "I'm not cooking for you. I'm not doing your laundry for you. I'm not cleaning for you. You are old enough. You need to learn how to do this shit, okay? Figure it out. I'm not
Yep,
doing it for you no more." And
yep.
then they move out, they go to college, they come home every now and then they move out for good. And you're like, "Hey, baby, do you want to come over and I'll cook you your favorite meal? Oh,
Yeah.
baby, do you want me to come over there and do your laundry for you? Do you need anything? What can I do for you?" Just so that you can spend time with your kids, right? But at the same
1,000%. 1,000%. Yep. Yep. What can I do for you? Like, help me.
yes,
I'll be there in 10 minutes. What do you want me to bring? Yeah.
yes. But when they're 16, 17, 18, you're just sick of them. You're like, "Get out of my house." And you're
Yes,
like, "No, I'm not picking you up. You shouldn't have drank." Yeah.
exactly. You're like, okay, when are you going to college? Like TikTok,
Yeah.
TikTok. And then it happens, and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? It happened too fast.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what would your
One.
reality be? Really quick. What would it be? I can
You
think
know
of like
what?
a for you.
First of all, I don't think I could be on a reality show like
Right?
that.
I want to be. I want
I,
to apply
I
for one, Renee.
So, and I have a woman that I know too that she wants to do that as well, and she wants to be a Real Housewife. I don't. I
I want to be on Survivor. I don't want to do Real Housewives.
Okay, I could see you on Survivor.
I
Do
want to do
it.
it.
So
I
what's
really,
holding
really
you
want
back?
to do it. I haven't made my video. What's holding me back is me making my video. My husband keeps saying, "You have to do it. You have to do it." And I'm like, okay. And in me, I want to like I want it to be perfect, but I've heard that
No
people like have to
perfect.
apply so much. So he's like, you might have to do this like 6, 7 times. So let's just submit the stupid one.
You know what? Nothing is perfect. And people like imperfectly perfect women, with men too,
Mhm.
but right? So, oh my God, I didn't know that. So do it.
I was
Do
thinking
it.
about it because it's the 48th season now. And I was like, how freaking cool would it be if I could get on the 50th when I turn 50?
That would be amazing. I could
I
not
know,
survive
right?
on Survivor. I know
I
that. I
totally
don't know if
could.
there's
I know I
any
could.
reality show. I couldn't do Real Housewives. I love
Oh,
it. I love watching
I
it,
know.
but no, I'm not any of that. Um,
Mm-mm.
I
I thought
like
about
my.
applying for Big Brother, but I like Survivor better.
Mhm. You know what, Big Brother, to being a, I can't play poker. So people know if I don't like you,
All right here, right? It's all right
or
here.
you
I'm
know,
like that too, but I feel like I'm very relatable. So I'm like, you know what?
you are.
My face might like get dismissed because maybe I could trick them a little bit with like my nice little charm.
Yeah. No, I think you'd be great. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. I
I don't
to
know.
not have a I don't know. I don't know if I could, but
It's crazy, huh? To
I'm
think
still
about it.
trying to I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. So,
Yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we
yep.
all?
Yep, for sure. But this was a lot of fun. I love sharing some fun stories, and
Yeah,
it also helps us get to know each other more as
absolutely.
well. But now I know I am totally traveling with you. And
Yeah,
we
we're
know
gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that.
high five.
High five.
Do you want to tell them what we're doing?
We're gonna try to work to go on a free trip together to Costa Rica.
Okay,
That's
so
what we're
let's just
doing.
reword that. Now we are going to try to work.
Try. You guys,
We
she's like kicking my butt. And
I
she's
am
like,
kicking Sierra's
no,
ass.
no.
Yep, I am kicking Sierra's ass. So, side note, one of the fun
We
things that
are
I love
going.
to
Okay,
do is
I'm gonna do my little voice message to myself. Congratulations, Sierra. This is so exciting. I'm so proud of you. You did it. And you and Renee are gonna get to meet. This is amazing. Girl, what you have done in the last 3 months has been amazing. Don't you stop and you keep going. Bam.
yes.
Period.
Ah! I rubbed off on you. I love it. Yes, my friends, we are going to work our businesses and we are going to earn a free fucking trip to Costa Rica. So if any of you want to join us, just let us know.
Come
We can
on.
absolutely help you because it'll be so much fun. And
It
because
actually would
you're in,
probably be easier for somebody new to start. If somebody new
it is.
started and wanted to go, it would be easier.
1000%. 1000%. So it would be a lot of fun to do, an episode. I think we'll have to record when we're in Costa Rica with
Oh,
monkeys,
for sure. For
right?
sure. Yes. With
Yeah.
monkeys and our cute little sundresses by the beach. Oh, yeah. You guys will get that episode. Don't worry.
Yes, for sure. So, and if you want to join us in Costa Rica, let us know because it'll be so much fun. So, yeah, Sierra and I are going to be working our butts off to get there because how fun will that be to
It'll be
finally be
so
able to give you a
fun.
big squeeze in real life?
I
So,
know. I
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love you,
everyone,
girl.
enjoy your day. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you had a few laughs. Please continue to share your stories with us. Let us know what you think. And we totally appreciate you. Stay tuned for the next Unapologetically Badass, my friends. Have a good day.
Bye.
All right, Queens, that's a wrap for today's episode. But before you hit pause, let's talk about you and how we can help you slay every part of your life. If you're ready to feel fabulous and look like $1,000,000, I've got you covered with my badass queen coaching, sparkling touchstone crystal jewelry, and Bella Grace collagen, because glowing skin and a sparkly vibe, that's a power move. Check it all out at reneecarbonefleming.com. And my co-host Sierra, oh yeah, she's bringing the heat too. Not only is she rocking Bella Grace collagen for her glow game, but she's also the queen of chic with her fabulous clothing boutique. From boosting your wellness to leveling up your wardrobe, Sierra's got the magic to help you shine inside and out. Check her out at Linktree/Sierra Whitener 7. So here's the deal. Head to our websites, grab the goods that'll help you live your best life, and let's make everything about you unapologetically badass. And hey, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with your fellow queens, because the more sparkle in the world, the better. Until next time, keep glowing, keep slaying, and remember, you're a badass queen who deserves it all.